My research tells me you grew up in Hammersmith.
Research is incorrect. The Google is incorrect.
But Google lied to me.
Yes.
Because my mum made me watch it because she loved it. That was like her thing.
That's my first TV show.
That's why we brought it up.
Exactly. That was
Because you did your research. Hi, I'm Lashana Lynch, and you are listening to the Post-Credit Scene podcast.
We are the Post-Credit Scene podcast. We're a 14HQ original. And most importantly, we are lovers of film, TV and theatre. And we are here at the Corinthia Hotel for the Jackal, the day of the Jackal, shall I say. Really, really excited to speak with our special guest. I'm firstly going to introduce my fellow hosts. Hussam, how are you feeling?
I am ridiculously excited. This is the first time we're doing something like this, and I'm really gassed. So, here we go.
You nervous?
I'm definitely nervous.
Yeah.
But I also hide it very, very smoothly, so it's not too bad.
And lovely Bisola, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I rushed here and I didn't put mascara on, so I had to put glasses on.
Who'd you blame?
I blame Hussam. I blame Hussam. I was the first one here, as always. I'm always so early. It's really like a struggle.
You know what we've done?
Wait, why did you laugh straight away? That's crazy.
I'm in the crew now, I guess. I don't know.
We brought our special guest into our politics. Round of applause for the one and only Lashana Lynch. Round of applause, guys.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Firstly, thank you for joining us. We're really, really excited to talk to you today. We're here to talk about The Day of the Jackal, which we've got to see. Really, really good series. And I'm not just saying it for saying its sake, because sometimes people say, oh, yeah, series is good or the film's good, and it's, you know, needy.
Yeah.
If I'm honest,
Crazy.
if we're being honest. But I must say, I was very, very much impressed with the series. Got to see, I think, the first 3 episodes. I loved it so far, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Don't spoil the rest of it.
I won.
Okay.
No, I don't do spoilers.
All right,
So that's
cool.
good.
I think the one thing we all have in common, we're Londoners. And my research tells me you grew up in Hammersmith.
Research is incorrect. The Google is incorrect.
People lied to me.
Yes, it's very specific, but like, you know, the margin is close. It's Shepherd's Bush specifically.
You're a West London babe.
Yeah. Where are you from?
He's a West London.
What part?
It's very west. It's West Drayton, like that's very, very west. Relax.
Yeah, she's looking at you like,
Relax.
Look, I've had that experience. So I moved from, when I was younger, from Shepherd's Bush to Greenford, and everyone's like, you're not West.
No, Greenford's
It's not.
worse. That's way worse. I'm like Hayes.
no, you're a horrible West.
That's the countryside. There's green there.
That's Heathrow, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I mean,
You live by Heathrow?
Like Thames.
in the direction
When you
of...
say you're from West London.
But there's buses, bro. What do you mean?
Oh, please, brother.
No, it is.
But I think importantly, we want to, before we get into the talking about the series, which again, as I said, I loved, we want to know a bit about the journey growing up in sort of London and Hammersmith and how that sort of translated into...
Shepherd's Bush.
Bush.
Sorry, Shepherd's Bush. They're kind of like the same thing.
No, but
Nah, we're not.
Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Where's
That's crazy.
Where are you from?
Sorry, Keys.
Oh.
South London.
South London.
Okay, if there's an area nearby and they said you're from... So would you say you're from Bermondsey?
If someone said I was from Bermondsey, I wouldn't fight them about it. But I'd say no.
Oh, he's not proud.
You're being nice.
He's not
No,
proud.
because when you're from South, it's fine. As long as you stay from
like
South.
Yeah, it's
When
just
you
like,
start saying anything
way!
from,
It's all like one road away. Literally,
Yeah.
you step onto another road and you're in another area. Like literally, South London's like crazy like that.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, we want to know about the journey. Before we get into the series, talk to us about sort of your acting journey before.
Do you mean from like primary school?
Yeah, man, tell us.
Because it started there.
Yeah, really.
I'm not like massively, but I think a lot of us did the Christmas carols and the school plays and all those
What was your
things.
favourite play?
Pinocchio, because I played Pinocchio as a little black girl.
No.
And I think that is just so progressive in the 90s. And I'm very proud of myself. And I talk about it all the time. And I think that's kind of what led me to being as progressive as I am today in my career.
Funny, I actually played a gang member in Bugsy Malone, and I thought that was pretty not progressive. But
At the time, did you feel stereotyped?
I felt so cool. Like I was like,
This is it. Exactly.
I didn't say a word, but I was going pow 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 pow.
I was in Hairspray.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't.
It's a big deal.
No, I just played the instruments. I wasn't part of the actual acting.
Just played
Yeah, 'cause
instruments.
I can't sing or dance or rap.
But you played instruments.
Yeah, but just about.
They were done. They were
Okay,
played.
thanks, guys. Stop here.
Did you guys study drama?
No. Like as in like by force or by choice?
It's up to you.
By force,
Because
yeah.
you have to up until like year 9, innit?
Yeah.
And then you get to choose it for GCSEs.
Yeah,
that's true.
I didn't choose it.
I remember doing really one good monologue in year 9, thinking, guys, I could really do this.
But
Then I realised I
you
couldn't.
didn't.
It was just one good monologue and that was it.
And another question, or something I'm really interested, were your parents like very supportive? Because I know some of us come from backgrounds where like we're expected to go down one certain route. You know, education is like such a big thing within our community. So was that something that was sort of pushed on you, or were you sort of encouraged into your sort of creative journey?
I want to say that I didn't really give my parents a choice.
Yes.
Because when you see the thing and you feel the thing, and if you have like a speck of some possible talent or gift, then your parents have, you know, the reason to go with the child's choice. And mine was like, I displayed from a really young age that I love performing and telling stories, and I sang a lot and danced and went to all the like local drama classes and stuff. And like going back to your first question, outside of school plays and carols and things, there were like opportunities that came to my primary school in Shepherd's Bush.
Oh man, Hammersmith.
No. They're like all these, like the BBC would come and want to do a cookery show and want to pick children to be on the show. Or there was this TV show called Tunatics that was on for like 2 seconds that, you know, there's 4 children every week that get to talk about cartoons and do voices and, you know, play around and dress up, and I found that really fun. And even though those were just 2 isolated experiences, it felt like it was bringing me towards something. So my parents saw that I enjoyed it and I had fun, and it was a good opportunity for me to like explore other things like piano and like sports even, that are just really good for children to expand mind and physical range and things like that still help me today actually.
Did you play netball?
Yes.
You look like you played netball.
What does that look like?
No, because I honest, I play netball. That's the reason.
Okay, recognize
real.
Yeah. What did you play?
I was goal defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, that's an insult. That was an insult.
No,
because that one was actually.
Why did you play goal defense?
The confidence. There's a confidence that you need. Goal defense and centre.
Yeah.
There's like a power.
Yeah, she did it. You got me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know. No, don't be offended. Like I had to make sure that everyone was equal, especially when you're playing against like local schools and things.
Oh
and
my goodness.
You're like, don't like that one. Don't like that one. Yeah. Don't like that one. You're good, and you're oh, I'm not gonna win. I was goal shooter because I'm tall, so that doesn't really do anything. Do you know what I mean?
No, goal shooters were still like.
Still.
They take like 2
You only
seconds.
see because I know only in 1/3 of that the actual court. That's why.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
True.
But you're still hurt. That's what that matters.
I take it.
As a podcast, we are, especially me and Biss, lovers of British crime dramas.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right, love British crime dramas. What were some of your favourites growing up?
Of all time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be.
And even
like
up to now, you can go from
Okay.
sort of growing up to now. To be fair.
The Bill, because my mum made me watch it because she loved it. That was like her thing.
That's my first TV show.
That's why we brought it up.
Exactly. That was
Because you did your research.
See what's crazy? I didn't know that.
Wow.
That's great work.
Wow.
Great work.
Listen,
Great.
Bill was like heritage. when we
No,
grew
for
up.
real.
Yeah, truly.
My
So
mum
what
used
was
to
that like
have it
for you? Like stepping into something that you probably watched as a child, or you watched when growing up, and then you're not in that series.
Yeah, it was it was strange knowing the title of The Bill, but it was the era when Amela Mean was the lead. And I thought, I'm gonna recognize people, and I'm gonna get to work with like young black actors and like learn some things. And I don't really know anything. It's my first time on a set. And I genuinely felt like I was at home. Like, and some of those people I still see today, and I'm like, gosh, we really did that. Like I came out of school, was in my gap year, or just about to start was in my gap year after A-levels, and then went straight into that, and it felt like I'm in the industry now. I felt like, wow, we're really doing the thing. And obviously you're not, you know, that's just like few days experience, and then you're like, will I ever work again? and then I went to drama school, so I actually did work for a long time. But yeah, it was fab, because it's like your parents want to be like, what's the thing that's gonna make me proud of you really young, and are you gonna earn money from it? And I did.
Yeah.
I feel like certain things that can give you like clout in your parents' house, and it's like
Seeing them on TV, that's clout.
Yeah, but like seeing you on TV on a show that they don't watch, they're like, oh, well done, amazing. And a show that they watch and their friends talk about.
Yeah.
And then they're calling everyone, you're like the WhatsApp DP, like you're the favourite child and everything. It's crazy.
I know. Until, like I said, you're not on it anymore. And then it's a distant memory.
Just before we get into the Day of the Jackal, Hussam is a huge fan of 2 things. He's a huge fan of Marvel. He's a huge Marvel guy.
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Comic book reader.
Sorry.
And
that's the running joke. Sorry.
okay. You're the resident Marvel guy. Like, I love Marvel as well, but you're like the resident Marvel.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a nerd.
And one thing we spoke about when we watched the film, you're a huge fan of the Woman King.
Yes. I actually worked on the Woman King early scripts. I was part of like a consultation group that helped kind of like make sure that it had like cultural references and that kind of stuff, you know. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
What did you used to do?
Huh?
What did you used to do?
I used to work in like PR and marketing and that.
Okay.
Oh.
Like 4 black films and you know etc. So
Yeah.
I saw like a rough edit of it first with like all like you know green screen, and seeing you guys. There's the scene like towards the end, okay, where you're like walking out and it's a big crowd and everyone's like screaming, and there's no crowd actually there. You know, it's just like you know green wall.
Yeah.
And your face is so amazing after obviously knowing that there's nobody there, and you're like this.
Like,
So, like,
sounds about right.
Locked in, like 1,000 people are cheering your name. You're going, yeah. But I just want to talk about the preparation for like these roles, because obviously like for that one, Viola Davis actually spoke greatly about how you were all training heavily. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and obviously you all looked outstanding. Okay, and you were fantastic for a role like this. Okay, like what is the difference physically and mentally in the preparation?
With the Woman King.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went in knowing there were going to be stunts. I went in knowing that my diet was going to completely change, and that I'd be in the gym a lot. Prepared to do that. It's fine. I did Bond. I know what that looks like. I got some muscle memory, but some, but not this kind of muscle memory. I'm telling you. Gina Prince Bythewood, our director, who is incredible and lovely and fascinating in so many ways as a filmmaker. She just worked it into conversation. So I think you can do your own stunts, like all of them. And obviously, you see how you went. I was like, pause. So with all of them, as in like for like 4 months, how is it safe to do that? I'm like, I'm not Tom Cruise, and genuinely, I'm not trying to be, because I respect the stunt industry so much that you know, women in stunts needs to be like pushed more. Yeah, absolutely. But as soon as she said that, I thought I'm very competitive.
Real.
So I was like, I mean, I'm doing it. Is everyone else doing it? Viola's doing it, so I have to do it.
That's a goal right there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And she worked so hard, and we were all in the gym together at times, and we had the same trainer, Gabby McLean, who was like, oh, you're tired? Okay, cool, we'll do triple of what we did yesterday. Like there was no easy avenue to get to where you saw us get to in the film. And in order for the types of narratives and like physical embodiment of these characters that aren't real characters, they're like, you know, we're portraying historical figures essentially. In order for that to be done well, you really have to go the full way, because then it made me prepared for moments where you would know, then you've seen the film, there's a moment where we jump on these guys' backs and like we're in the air ready to like let down our machetes.
Yeah.
That was a last minute thing for me. That was like a night before. Do you want to do this stunt? Everyone else is doing it, but you weren't supposed to be in that scene. But do you want to be a part of it? And I was,
how sad is it just knocking people out? You know what I mean? Just
no, for real. I would do that.
You know what I mean? Just being there and like women being the dominant force in that whole film.
Yeah, it's a nice release. I'm not gonna lie.
How is it? Because you're on set with pretty much all women, like bar John Boyega or like something like that. Yeah. Then you go into other sets and you're like, oh, men are around. Not men are around. But like,
they're here again.
I say that with a podcast full of guys. Yeah. But like, does it ever feel different when you're on set and you're like, wow, everyone looks like me? Then you're like, oh god, these guys are back. It's okay. It's a safe space.
It can do. No, I just.
No, I agree. It's fine. Listen.
It can be. Yeah, it can be a little. I don't want to say disheartening, but a little strange, because whenever you join a cast, you get into this like there's this family vibe that happens, and everyone's kind of like muddying in, and you're learning things about your lives and all that stuff, and you genuinely are grown as a person from month 1 to month 5, and then there's all the press and everything, and you're different people again because you've had rest and you've like reevaluated how you want to approach things. So it's wonderful to be able to look around and see loads of women and loads of black people, both in front and behind the camera.
Right.
Because we were shooting in South Africa, so that doesn't that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So when you then do go to other other sets and that's not there, it reminds you of what the industry
Really
actually is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a
Back to reality.
special experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
The day good question. The Day of the Jackal. It's a modern retelling of the famous novel, 1971, I believe, and then the film came out 1973.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
As we
From what I saw, Google. Yeah.
really interesting to me that when a film or a book is turned into a series or a film. But I very much enjoyed the first few episodes. Huss, how did you feel about the episode?
First of all, I know you were in it, but
I know what scene you're going to talk about.
the opening scene's crazy.
Absolutely.
It is. No, it is. It is.
Like that first 10 minutes, okay, like, and
The build up.
The build is so dope, and then like immediately afterwards, it goes straight into the credits, to the opening
Titles, yeah.
and then I'm like, you done me, because I thought I was in already, but now I'm just about to get in. Do you know what I mean? But like seeing Eddie like that
Caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Really?
Caught me off guard. Don't get me wrong, I know Eddie's got range, but seeing him in this sort of stoic, very enigmatic mystery man role. And then the scene, in the hotel.
Yeah. Was that?
Because the guy was walking in and I was caught off guard. I was like, no way. I thought he made it in.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So there's no real question there. We're just admiring that first scene first.
Cool. I'll let him know, man.
Yeah.
But
But the question I do want to ask, okay, is a couple scenes later, okay, obviously your character, Bianca, right, you have this thing that kind of happens in a lot of like workplaces, right, where like you are the professional there, okay, you're the person that is like go to 90% of the time. Now something happens and there's like a serious situation and you're not allowed in that room, you know?
Yes.
And you almost kind of like make yourself known, not even you make yourself known. Okay?
Yes.
Very present.
And you got yourself in that room. That
it
hardly
felt intentionally
ever-
written, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because that hardly ever happens. Okay, like explain that to me, please. Just that whole process, okay, of like trying to get in that room.
So when I read the first 3 episodes, when they approached me, my first thought was, I have to be producer on this thing, because I know that there's subliminals that are necessary to explore and portray in this space when it pertains to Black women and Black people and young people as well in service, because that's what Bianca does. And I knew that the art of telling that story and having it land on the audience, and even you questioning what was it like getting in there, that was written on the page, but I knew that in the edit this would speak much louder to Black audiences than anyone else. And I think that she starts off as this kind of annoying character, pain in the ass she's described as.
Proves herself though, man.
But she proves herself so much, and it's the fact that she has to prove herself and in the same way force her way into spaces that she quote unquote doesn't belong or isn't invited to, that tells the bigger story societally. And I think that the fact that we're doing this in the espionage world is in 2024 is like telling of where we are in the industry and the fact that we don't recognize that anywhere, but also just how normal that is for everybody. Women can recognize it, young men can recognize it, people in their new workspace, their first day at school type of thing can recognize it, but we know what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's that those subliminals are important.
One of the things I read in the press notes was when it came to your costume design and your outfits, what you were wearing, there was a lot of sort of precision that went into it in terms of ensuring that your hair represented a modern day Black woman in London. How did you have a role in that? Sorry, shall I say? And then how much say did you have in that?
All of it, and I had to. I had to, but we have really incredible heads of department. We have Mel Lenihan, who was our hair and makeup designer. We have Natalie Humphreys, who's our costume designer. And I got this role when I was shooting Bob Marley. So I was already sitting with my locks, wig and head wrap and celebrating Black hair anyway in a different way. But I thought, how cool would it be if we could translate the conversation of hair and locks specifically into the espionage space, just doesn't happen. We don't see it. In fact, there's a stigma against women and men, both from school to the workplace, and how we explore and celebrate our hair. So I got Morris Roots, who designed and made the wig, to come on board this. He designed and made the wig for Bob Marley, and then he came on board this specifically for me, so that we could tell that story and do it in a really natural way. Like outside of the black community, people might not even register that it's locks. They might think it's braids, or they might just think it's flowy hair. And for me, it was important to be able to not only have that as a choice, but to also speak with our director, Brian Kirk, who I don't know if you caught this from the first episode, actually, seeing Bianca's hair through tracking shots from behind. Like, she's entering work and the focus is her hair. The focus is this basket weave design that Morris and another Mel, who was our hairstylist on it, did. And it kind of just, again, continues to tell those subliminal stories that you feel really, really good about and you feel represented in, but you don't feel like they're too on the nose.
Because I don't think it needs to be like, we need to get to a point where it's just normal, and I think that's what it does. It just makes it normal.
This is it, because then when you then go over to costume, my conversations with Natalie were, I don't know why, but I'm just seeing Air Max 90s, 95s, and I just really want them in MI6 for some reason. And she was like, I have exactly the same idea. So we were talking about like the span of trainers and like mixing that with female tailoring and like t-shirts and like Nike bomber jackets and things that would stereotypically for a British audience and the world be seen as like quote unquote street or typical or exactly. But how about we take trainers and bombers into the espionage world and just say it's functional? Like it's just comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
And we also used to seeing women in this world in heels and smart shoes, and she does wear boots and loafers and stuff, but like I wanted the basis of her to be comfortable, and I loved it.
And look, she's kitted out. Okay,
yeah,
It's cold. It's cold.
The nails, the earrings, the obviously the wedding.
Though. I'm saying she like you're not here, but it's cold.
Yeah. She's swagged out. That's
wicked. I'm glad. I'm glad.
One of the things that I noticed in the series, and it seemed like very intentional, and not in our face in a bad way, but very intentional to display the sort of struggle that Bianca had with balancing her career, which she's very much focused on, in tandem with her family life and the struggles of raising a family whilst being in the spy espionage world. Huss, I don't know if you caught that yourself as well.
Yeah. Do you know like when the scene where she sorry, I'm like super excited about this, okay? But the scene where your daughter asks you about parents' evening.
Yeah.
Okay, and then like I found it like incredible because obviously like you have to go to work and you've got a very aggressive job.
It's not a normal job whatsoever.
No,
Not a normal
it's
job.
not.
Okay, it's a very specialist, very aggressive job. Okay, which in theory, okay, you've taken a lot of time to obviously to get to. That's not just like a 2-year, 3-year uni course, and here you are.
She is a service man.
Yeah. And then you have to come home and be a wife and be a mother, okay, and do those things. You can't, like, it's so unfortunate, but like women have to do those things better than everyone else, you know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
Better than, so like seeing that, okay, and then almost kind of like the stress of like you not living up to it at times, okay, it was like,
and then getting called back to work to go again for another mission. I can't remember which country you flew to, but you flew for another mission, which was a crazy scene. With Norton. Is it Norton?
Yes, I'm not trying to confirm or deny.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm giving away too much. But yeah, you travelled away, and it's like the duality of trying to be a mum and balancing act. How did you find that? Did you have any personal experiences from whether growing up or things that you've seen that you put into those sort of dynamics?
Yeah, I think there's just going back to humanizing people that we recognize like mum figures.
Right.
When we're young, or teachers, when we're young, we think, gosh, they must know everything, have everything together. And then like looking through the keyhole, you're like, no, this woman is so challenged right now. She's got to work late, or she's got 2 jobs or 3 jobs or 3 kids, and doesn't know how to do all the things and how to have that balance and act that keeps her proud of, getting to where she is in her career, but also trying to be maternal. I don't believe that Bianca's maternal. I believe that she wanted more for her life, and that came in the form of family. And I'm happy that we explore that. But also, I think it's really important to discuss for Black women and parents, like what does it really look like for the child when you're going through that? What's their consequence? Like, is she gonna have to do a lot of therapy when she grows up? Probably. But the kind of things that she's gonna see her mother go through, but also not knowing what her line of work is hard. Yeah. And I spoke to women from MI6 and women from the Met and in everything in between, and they were like, that experience can be really difficult when especially your partner does not come from the same world. So there's just so many questions and things to grapple with that just make it difficult. But also, like, just watching that on TV is just so good. You just don't get it.
It's still quite relatable, right? Just because it's, not all of us come from the spy espionage world.
But it's just
the reality of parents that might have to work 9 to 5 and then the other one might have to do a 10 to 5, and like the duality of raising a child whilst trying to sort of have your own career, which we all want to do. We all want to sort of thrive in our careers. It's quite tough. So I think that was depicted very well.
Oh, good. I'm glad. One of my friends came out of the premiere the other day and said, that parents' evening scene, triggered. I'm triggered. I was like, good, I think.
The only thing that was a bit here and there was that she wanted you to come. You know how many times I lied about parents' evening? Okay. I was like, it's Tuesday. It was 2 weeks later.
Right. You were naughty. That's the reason.
I used to dread parents' evening.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Did you hate parents' evening as well?
I was just more like monitoring the teacher to see what things they would choose to say, not choose to say. I wasn't scared. I'm always just like, you don't have to. We can just write it down on paper.
I know you used to be the one, a week before parents' evening, you'd start behaving in class.
I'd be a gem. I'd be an absolute gem. And then, like, as soon as you see me, okay, if they say anything like bad, I'll be like, but it's been great.
Recently.
The past 4 days have been fantastic.
One thing with this series, trust, it felt as though you guys had too much precision. Like, you guys knew what you were doing. Like, there were certain scenes where you were sort of unraveling certain materials and certain sort of, because I don't want to give away too much, because some of these guys ain't seen it, but there's certain ways that you guys were moving, you and Eddie particularly, you felt so comfortable around those weapons and so on and so forth. How much training went into that? Because it felt.
Tell us about your past life.
it felt too real. I'll be real.
You're West London, baby.
That's what really happens in West London.
Training went to this.
I mean, muscle memory helps definitely in how to manage or even be comfortable around guns in that way. Because outside of being, of that world and being an actor, everything in between is just like, we don't do guns. Here we, had the opportunity to go from our military consultant Paul Bissett had this like array of old like kind of museum-esque gadgets that were things that we could possibly use in the show. This was like while we were training in the gym, like before we went to camera. There were things you can take out of your pocket and throw in someone's face if they're after you, or pens or like brooches or a high-vis jacket that he always says like people carry that a lot in their pockets just in case they need to pretend like they're a part of like some roadworks or something in order to get into a building. And those things informed a lot of Bianca and the Jackal and just the world build in general.
Felt immersive, man.
Really good. We were immersed. We had to bring some of those guns home to practice, and it was weird.
Legally,
like they're not real.
The suitcase stuff who came up with
that was already written in the script. I think our writer Ronan Bennett had researched and it's so clever. It's so clever, and both of us again we had it at home and had to assemble it and disassemble it in really strange ways, and it took so long to film because you're like, it's almost like doing a puzzle or something.
Oh, you guys were locked in.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Same Ronan Bennett from that Top Boy. Yeah. He knows about guns. But
yeah.
Huss, I don't know if there's something that you noticed in the episode. Before we've got to finish up, we've got a quick game, but I've got one last thing with you. You and Eddie's character felt almost very similar.
Yes.
In a sense of like, especially
very mirrored.
Spot on.
Yeah.
with the family dynamic struggles as well as the sort of skill and position that you guys had, what was it like working with Mr. Redmayne?
Well, we more worked together on the producerial side than being on set together. Yeah, which is, you know, you sign up for something, you're like, oh my gosh, you're gonna work with Eddie, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fun. And we were in the gym like, oh, we can't wait to get on set. And then we were reading the scripts like, oh, hold on, I might not see you for like 8 months. But sure. But it felt like we were shooting like 2 films. Like he was taking half, I was taking half. Sometimes he'd be on set for a week and I'd be back in London and they would swap. But it was, I think it fed into that cat and mouse space that we frequent in the espionage world so much, but don't really get to see the individual lives of them both. So I think the more time we spend with them as individuals, the more time we see the mental space that they're both in and how their environment feeds into their approach to their work and their craft. Because he's like an actor and she's like a somewhat actor who enjoys lying a lot, which is a little strange, but all these things work towards those parallels coming together to form a kind of collision in the end.
Right.
Not in the end, there's different points. There's different points. There's different points and you just don't, they really do catch you off guard when they happen. But I think that creates more suspense and more want for the audience.
For sure. We'll round up with a quick game. We've got enough time.
Let's do it.
Perfect. One of our staple games is guess the film by the cast.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's just like me. I'm so bad at this.
Because okay.
This might be easier than you think it might be.
No, it's not really.
Might be harder. Who knows?
Here we go.
We'll go through maybe 5 or 6. Try and be quick.
Are we all playing or is it just me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You 3 up against each
This
other.
doesn't help.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So the first film, or the first actor, shall I say, is Josh Brolin,
Okay.
Russell Crowe,
Les Miserables.
Denzel Washington,
Alright, so it's not that.
and Idris Elba.
Oh,
It just threw me.
Oh,
sorry.
Not takers. Not takers.
No.
Oh, okay. Then I'm done.
You thought it was takers. You thought it was takers.
My mind is completely blank.
I can give you
Give me the director.
a clue.
What's the clue?
I'm thinking of it.
American Gangster.
She's got it.
Oh.
Phew.
She's got it.
1-0. No.
Okay.
Okay. Bis. Lock in. Okay. All right.
No, I'm not. I can't. Okay.
All right.
Next up, John Boyega,
Okay.
Wanda Banda, Viola Davis,
The Woman King.
Ree.
You should be
That's the
ashamed.
only point I'm getting. That's really bad on your part.
Allow me.
I thought it was
great.
Woman King from John Boyega, but I was like, just in case it wasn't. Yeah. God, thanks for that.
Okay. Cool.
Next up,
Cool.
Idris Elba, John Cena, Sylvester Stallone.
Suicide Squad.
She's got it.
Oh,
Excellent. You're great at this.
no, this never happens. This is so crazy.
That's actually so good.
I know, guys. I can't believe this.
So next up we have Billy Magnuson, Ralph Fiennes, Rami Malek.
No time to die.
Oppenheimer.
She's got it.
Oh, because you're in it, man. That's not fair.
I mean,
we shouldn't Woman
I
King
was just
as
thinking
well.
of the cast. I know exactly. Didn't get that, so who am I?
So what's the score?
2-1-0.
Oh, you got 0?
I got 0.
Golly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Last couple, we have Kate Hudson, Dave Bautista, the one and only Catherine Hahn, Janelle Monáe, Edward Norton, and Daniel Craig.
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, Knives Out. Yeah.
I actually like that film. Okay, that's,
Yeah, actually, yeah, you really did like that, didn't you?
that's a really good
It's
film.
a really good film. And we'll do the last one.
Yeah, guys. Just look at me.
Give you the answer.
It's actually just between the two of us. You actually, this is really the tiebreaker.
This is going to be the funniest one because I've done this with you so many times and you've never got it.
So, Social Network. Was it?
John Bernthal, John Favreau,
Punisher.
Matthew McConaughey, Kyle Chandler, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Inception.
Nope.
No. John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. Big fan of
I
him.
like John Bernthal.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
I was thinking straight action there,
So is that
which
two at the moment?
No,
technically,
it's 3-2.
You won, yeah?
Guys have won.
You won.
well played.
Well done, bitch. That's the first time you've won as well.
Ever. No.
Oh,
I'm
I'm so
historically
happy.
so bad at this.
So she's actually really happy.
Oh no, I'm really,
This
really
is a
happy
really
for
good
you.
day.
Oh my! How is our guest happy for you? This is crazy. This is actually crazy.
Thank you for that.
Lashana, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had a good time.
I had a great time.
We've really enjoyed speaking with you. Had a good time with this series. I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of the episodes.
Yep.
Guys, any other thoughts before we round up?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
You know what? I'm feeling really good. I'm glad that I didn't watch it all before coming here.
Yeah, because I don't like
good.
binge watching shows, man.
Yeah, wait, honestly.
No, usually I do, but
now we can
fine.
go away and just proper
Take it in.
now. Okay, but now honestly, like, it is really good so far. I didn't expect it to be this good. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, but
It's actually really good.
Honestly, yeah. And so yeah, we're super excited to see the rest. And everyone should go watch The Day of Jackal.
Oh no, question for you. What do you want everyone to take away from the series?
Oh, that's a great question.
I'm oscillating between people telling me what they get from the series because to feed into audiences' minds in advance can sometimes be a bit, we do so many different things in this espionage world that has been, presented in a certain way for a long time, and now it's not. But I also want to take away the judgment of some of these occupations.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing because obviously Bianca has an actual occupation. The Jackal is he's an assassin, so I don't really know how to celebrate that.
He's cold though.
Yeah, but going behind the eyes, if you like, and seeing how they got to be there. And what kind of trauma these people must be going through in order to want to do the kind of things that the Jackal does is terrifying, but also really fascinating to watch. So
to that mindset, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
The Day of the Jackal is available on Sky and Now TV on Thursday, the 7th of November, and on Peacock on the 14th of November, 2024. Damn. So guys, make sure you check it out. We are the Post Credit Scene podcast.
Oh wait, last thing.
Oh,
the soundbite.
All yours. Ask away.
Could you please go right into a mic and say, "I am Lashana Lynch, and you're watching or listening to the Post Credit Scene podcast."
Should I do it just like that?
You can do it however you like.
I'm just gonna tell you, Charles Gambino sang his. So
Yeah.
Just in case you want to.
Oh, that's nice for him. Okay.
I'm so happy you did that, so thank you so much. He needed the humbling, so that's beautiful.
I'm going to do mine in the style of Prince's new name,
Yes.
which is just silent and red. Okay. So maybe I'll read it and stick something up here and then you can read it.
It's like a Huss
So
situation.
joking. I'm really... if this is correct.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Lashana Lynch and you are listening to the Post Credit Scene podcast.
Round of applause, guys.